Let me tell you guys why you should take a serious look at Digirig, digirig.net, sound card interfaces for multiple radios so that you can do multiple things with your computer over a radio. WinLink, APRS, wsjt-x, FT8, FT4, all the like. But this might not be a reason you've heard before. I've got another excellent reason of why you should be looking at Digirig and supporting that company specifically. Let's go. This is from another Reddit article, and as you guys probably have figured out, I kind of like talking about these, okay? So I saw this article, and I didn't recognize the call sign K0TX immediately. I was like, oh, that looks kind of familiar. I thought maybe I had seen it on here before, but then as soon as I read this first line, many of you are familiar with my Digirig interfaces. So this is Dennis, the owner of Digirig, that's writing this article. And this shows how great of a person Dennis is. Okay, so I'm going to take you through this. I'm going to show you the Digirig website and talk about what I read here. First of all, I would like to say that I'm very blessed with the amazing support from the amateur radio community, which makes it possible for me to continue experimenting with the hobby and offer new gear. Today, I'm dealing with a situation which I experienced a lot in my previous hustles, but something that has never happened before with hams. Garden variety return fraud. An eBay buyer with zero feedback purchased the Digirig interface, initiated a return, and mailed back an empty envelope. As far as eBay is concerned, this completes the return. Buyer gets a full refund, and I get dinged for shipping both ways and obviously lost the inventory. Now, let me say real quick, I have experienced this exact thing, not this exact thing, something very, very, very similar myself. Back before I started this YouTube channel, I used to run Grapevine Amateur Radio as a radio sales website. I would sell radios on that website, but I also sold stuff a little bit on Amazon and sometimes on eBay. I had a buyer one time purchase a TYT MD9600 from me back when these radios were new. These were new, hot, dual-band mobile DMR radios, one of the first ever dual-band mobile DMR radios. So they were going for about $299 at the time. They were hot, popular, extremely sought-after radios at the time because the dual-band DMR thing didn't really exist back then. So I had a buyer on eBay purchase an MD9600 from me and pay for shipping. I shipped it to him. He had the radio for a week or two. Never contacted me. He initiated a return with eBay saying the radio was defective. eBay forced me to create a return shipping label for him, which I had to send to him. So he shipped the radio back to me. Once I got it back, eBay issued him a full refund for the radio and the original shipping label, which I had already purchased to ship the radio to him. So I got dinged for shipping both ways and now I got the radio back. So that's a little bit better than Dennis's situation. But here's the thing. I took that radio and I plugged it into my computer. There's nothing wrong with it. This guy couldn't figure out how to program a DMR radio. And he claims it was faulty. It wasn't faulty. There was nothing in the world wrong with that radio. I turned around, boxed it back up, brand new, sold it to someone who actually knew what the heck they were doing, and all was good. But I got dinged for shipping on both ways. At least I got my radio back, and I was able to resell it again as new because there was nothing in the world wrong with it. So I understand where Dennis is coming from here. I have never actually seen anyone send back an empty envelope, but that's what happened here. Now, the chap is not exactly a genius. It took me all of 30 seconds to look up his FCC database and find the call sign, extra class, no less, with Vanity Call, and confirm the full match of the shipping address. With the internet never forgetting, it would be trivial to forever destroy this dude's reputation for the rest of his life, make him regret the decision to steal $60 from a small business and a fellow ham. It is natural to feel violated when stolen from, but I'm taking a deep breath and downgrading this to a close call, an opportunity for the perp to self-reflect. 73 and Happy New Year. That takes a really, really good attitude to behave that way. That takes a lot of respect, a lot of character to deal that way, to respond that way to getting ripped off. So hats off to Dennis. You guys go out here and visit digirig.net. If you've never seen his stuff before, he has this Digirig DR891 setup. I did a video about this the last time I was in Galveston Island State Park. This is a very easy interface that connects your Yaesu FT891 through this. This is specifically made for a Yaesu FT891. This model is. He makes several models that will work with almost any radio. This one's specifically made for an FT891. Connects from your radio to the computer and makes plug-and-play access to the radio from your computer very easy. You can use wsjt-x, FT8. You can use it to set up WinLink. You can use it for all kinds of stuff. It's very easy to use. I did it in a video, did some FT8 from Galveston Island State Park, worked very well. Check out the link in the description below for this. Digirig is not sponsoring this video, but I just wanted to talk about how awesome his products were in today's video. So he goes on right here. First response is, this is actually mail fraud. Contact your postmaster. If he did it to you, he's likely done it to others. Very true. A lot of other comments down here. Second this if you still have the envelopes. Love my Digirig, although it has been used for months. Well, go out and use it. It's a great piece of kit. I want to get a Digirig for my TS480HX that's in my truck so that I can do FT8 when driving. I just click a button, call CQ, keep driving, look over, oh, it's done, call CQ, just touch screen right next to it. So that's something I'm going to be working on soon. Why not post it to QRZ.com in the Scam and Theft Reports forum? It would warn other hams and give the scammer a chance to reply. And this is a great response from Dennis. This is the first such case in years on eBay and even ham radio buyers on Amazon, which he says is an absolute cesspool when it comes to return fraud. Treating me quite well. He says this is the first case in years on eBay and Amazon when most people treat him quite well. With that in mind, there is a lot of goodwill and gratitude on my end. I prefer not to use this situation as an opportunity to start another negative trend online with people wasting their emotions and time fighting instead of applying those finite resources to something productive and creative. This seems like an admirable perspective. Its unfortunate reality is it's enabling as well. Best of luck in whatever path forward. This exposes us the risk of dealing with this guy. I would report, yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying there. It does, reporting the guy would be better for the community perhaps, but Dennis is taking the high road here, and you got to respect him for that. You got to respect him for taking the high road. I think this is it shows a lot of character for Dennis to react this same way. So I really thought that this was a great article. I really admire Dennis for acting this way. I commented on this video down here. This guy right here, how disappointing. I'm very glad to see your resilient and positive response to this crappy and criminal behavior. I have a few Digirig devices, and some of them are set up at municipal facilities, providing critical emergency communications capabilities in my region. I'm the guy who shared a 3D printed enclosure for the Digirig Lite. Thanks for sharing your great work. Please know that it's made a real difference in the world. And Dennis replies and he says, thank you for the support. As I mentioned, the community is amazing, and this situation is a single exception in years of operation. Good deal right that. Yeah, this was just a very positive article, very positive response. I mean, Dennis shared what happened to him. He just didn't want to flame anyone. I can't blame him for that at all. I replied to him. I said, thank you for sharing, Dennis. Sorry this happened. I'm tempted to make a video about it. And he's like, knowing your work, I figured it would get on your radar. Go ahead if it sounds interesting enough. So I do not know who this person was. Dennis didn't share that with me. I didn't ask him. I kind of don't want to know. I think this was a very good, so many times we're sharing articles about sad hams, salty hams, people treating each other like crap. This was a very positive story. I wanted to share this because it was a very positive story. If you guys have a chance to support Dennis and Digirig, I highly recommend it. The link in the description below is an affiliate link, so I get a small commission for things bought through that link. But if you see him, Dennis, I think he will be at Hamcation next month, I think. But he's usually at Hamvention and at Huntsville. So a lot of times he'll hang out in the Gigaparts booth. You can get a 5% discount because Digirig is listed on my Gigaparts page, but Gigaparts sells Digirigs in packages with the cables and everything. If you want just single individual items, you can get them from the digirig.net shop. Links to all of that will be in the description below. But if nothing else, if you've already purchased his stuff in the past, or if you've never heard of it and want to do some research, do that. But if you see Dennis at the next Hamfest, go up and thank him for his support of the community. Really great guy. He makes a fantastic product. You can see the character that he displays towards the ham radio community in this article. I'll put a link to this article in the description below. Thanks for watching today. YouTube thinks you want to watch these videos next, so check these out, and we'll catch you next time.